Now you're live.
Assalamu alaikum, viewer. I apologize that I was told just now that due to some technical reason, the connection was not between Zoom and Facebook was not going through. I apologize for this inconvenience. I like to introduce my panelists today. Uh, I have with me Farzana Tabassamji, who is an experienced lawyer in real estate and many other areas of the law. I have Mr. Zafar Ahmed, who's a mortgage advisor with CIBC. Once again, we apologize for Danaji that I wasn't aware that this is not going live on the Facebook. So I might have to go back a little bit again for our question, which we were discussing. Would you like to introduce yourself one more time to my clients? First of all, I'd like to introduce to my viewers that Pradhana Tabasamji is an experienced lawyer in Brampton, practicing in real estate and immigration, as she mentioned earlier as well, and many other areas. So would you like to introduce yourself, Pradhana?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Farhana Tabassum. I'm a barrister solicitor practicing from Brampton. Bulk of my practice is real estate, residential and commercial. We also deal in wills and estates, landlord tenant cases, immigration, and a little bit of family law as well. I hope everyone's staying safe and staying home. And we are still working. Our offices are still operative. We're working by appointment only though. So I hope.
Good. And before we were talking earlier that I was explaining, I might have missed that part, also gone live, about the real estate market from last week till now. I have some numbers to explain it to all the viewers that I still get some calls that market is not responding, market is slow down. Yes, market is slow down, and people sometimes get panicked that market is crashing. To those individuals who have this kind of feelings, let me explain you what happened in the last 10 days or week time. In Peel, we still have 114 houses freehold sold, firm closed, 39 condos closed, Toronto 126 freehold closing done, and 164 condominium closed. Remember, Toronto is a big market in condominiums, so obviously their number of sold condominium is high. Hamilton has 50 freehold sold and 8 condominium. York region has 117 freehold sold and 30 of the condominium sold. So this gives you an idea the market is still rolling. Yes, everybody is in lockdown situation. This is causing the slowdown in the business, but nothing is happening crazy that market is crashing. Let me give you another 2 examples. I was in another meeting with my real estate folks. There was a condominium in Toronto area which had 35 offers registered. So imagine 35 offers shows you how the market is still going on. Recently, in last 1 week, another team member of mine has listed a freehold house in Mississauga. In 1 week, he has more than 10 showings. Last night, he has 2 offers on it, and they are working on it. So showings are happening. People are, the people who are listing, they are listing. Yes, the market is slow because of this pandemic lockdown, and I'm still confident and keeping my same views. The moment we have this lockdown over, we will see the market bounce back, and we will see a lot of buyers who are staying at home and not able to come out and buy these properties. Imagine in January and February, we have a low shortage of inventory that was causing a hike and making it a seller market. And I exactly see the similar situation will be coming as soon as the lockdown is slowing down. And after the government announcement that might be this Monday, they are starting opening up gradually, one by one, some industries. That has shown another sign in the market that I was reviewing last night. Some of the properties which were recently listed, and see the listing agents and the seller are holding on the offers. And remember, whenever the sellers are holding the offers, this shows a sign that they are confident that they will be able to sell and bring a multiple offer situation. That's why they hold the offer. So those new listing coming up yesterday and day before yesterday, having this sign that they are holding offers is a clear sign. So now request Fardana ji, please, if you can just explain my viewers, do you see any buyers or sellers having any issues with closing, or do you see any slowdown in your business and people are not closing the deals?
Well, as far as not closing the deals, we haven't had any issues with not being able to close. Every offer that came through our office was able to successfully close. There was no issue with the mortgages. Well, the business certainly has slowed down, but that's because everything is slowed down, not just real estate. Every business is like working with lesser hours, lesser people, stay-at-home orders are in place. So, you know, that's the only thing. But otherwise, all transactions are closing in a timely manner. Well, there are certain, obviously, circumstantial cases where some people need extensions, and if they are genuine, they are getting extensions, but not. Those are mostly builders where they are able to push the closings, so because they're not they're commercial vendors and they can afford to extend the closing, so they are being able to get them extensions. And whereas residential, the resale, I have not had a single file that's not closed on timely manner.
That's excellent. And again, I remember builder, one of my client also have requested extension through your office, and you have helped them a lot, you know, excellently. That builder was graciously agreeing on giving 1 month extension without any penalty. And I remember this builder, without mentioning their name, is very tough on extension. I remember one of my friend client, they were not even giving them 1 day extension. And this time, because of this pandemic, they are also understanding and cooperating and trying to make things more easier for their buyer. They have extended a full 30 days extension without any penalty. Fardana ji, did you see any of the buyers or sellers approaching you that they just wanted to make some reason because of the pandemic and just get out of the deal? And do you see if somebody is trying to do, what are the implications on them once they have already signed up an agreement and they are under binding?
Okay, I never, none of my clients have actually asked me to back off from the deal, because I wouldn't suggest my clients are backing off from any deal, because it's a binding contract and as legal as it was ever before. COVID-19 has not changed anything regarding the binding of the contracts. We did have some a few parties where my clients were selling, and the purchasers wanted to back off from the transaction. They said they've made an excuse of COVID-19, which didn't seem quite right. We denied the extension and they closed on time. So it was merely an excuse.
That's good. So this tells us that these situation doesn't affect the sign-up agreement and doesn't make any change in your legal obligation.
Everything remains the same. COVID-19 has just slowed down the market. It has not changed anything. The effective agreement of purchase and sale, they remain as binding as ever.
Good. And do you notice that the buyers and sellers are asking for other legal advices, or might be some of the transaction where you see that due to regular mortgages are falling, behind, and the lenders are not giving the loans or backing off their commitments?
Well, nothing in residential. I haven't seen, but I have heard from my colleagues for commercial, because they were money making investments where the banks thought that they might affect the payments of the mortgages, but nothing in residential. Residential was quite, every bank is okay because the value of the residential properties have not gone down, or it's not, I don't think it's going to go down. I mean, that's my personal view, because unless the market is in such a dire situation, which I don't see has occurred or is going to occur in the near future.
The same thing. My opinion again as a realtor is that I don't see any big damage to the market as of now, and I don't even see in coming days as well that government has done an excellent job, both provincial and federal. They have flown a lot of money, to the public, their pockets, and they have given them, support them financially. That has kept everything stable. Yes, there are some of the individuals who are affected more than the other ones. But as far as the real estate market, I see, as I mentioned, that showings are being scheduled. Yes, there are restrictions. And I even recommended my clients to, if it's not necessary, we can hold on, and we should not be putting ourselves or the other side into any risk. Mr. Zafar, do you see any questions we have from our viewers for now?
At this time, I think we're good. There isn't too many questions, so we're okay.
I guess because we were missing 10 minutes of our start time, and
yeah.
I am sorry once again, people who are watching us. Fardana, would you like to give any advice to our viewers in this special pandemic situation, that how you see as a legal advisor how to approach if they wanted to see any, or if they see any issues closing their deals? Should they approach the seller? Should they approach the lawyer? Or should they just wait to go to the courts?
What kind of problem are we talking about? Financial
Well, say if the
problem?
buyer has a genuine problem and he cannot close the deal.
We can always approach we can approach to the lawyers or the vendor. It depends on how the circumstances are, and depending on what the situation is and how genuine they are. It's just not that, but it also depends on the situation of the other party, because if they are buying and selling based off of this money that they are getting from this transaction, that could make or break the extension, because they may get the extension if the other party does not have, like, they're just getting the money and putting it there in pocket. They may be more willing to extend the transaction, whereas if they have another transaction coming based off of this money, then they will not be. They will be as stuck as these people are. So
good. And I also know that in these situations, I always tell my clients, if somebody asks me this question, that one deal most of the time has a ripple effect on the many other deals.
Exactly.
It's not a chain reaction. One deal doesn't close, this seller might be sign up another agreement based on this agreement, and then that agreement is going to be gone, and then all a ripple effect will come back to who is initiating this. Am I right?
True.
So the starting person who is starting this whole mess will be getting blamed, and obviously all the cost and damages will be coming on that starting
I
point.
always advise clients to be prepared rather than trying to not close and sit until the last minute. Try to do your best. Now that you've entered an agreement of purchase and sale, try to fulfill your obligation under the agreement, and try to do your part. Try to arrange for your mortgages, look for avenues where you can get your down payment from. And like, obviously you thought of something before signing the agreement of purchase and sales. So what has just changed all of a sudden that you don't want to go ahead with the agreement, unless except for the fears that something in the market is going to change? So that's just presumption.
That's true. And I personally advise my clients as well that, God forbid, if something goes wrong, in a sense that real estate is still very strong stake in Canadian economy because of the immigration. If somebody is seeing that, there might be market is going to drop with few percentages, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% something, this is going to pick up in next year or so. So there's nothing wrong with, still staying positive and staying on track, instead of getting into mess and getting into the legal fights with the sellers, and then that will be a big mess as compared to close the deal and move on.
Sure.
Good.
Especially in GTA, the properties, the value of the property is not going to go down that easily.
Absolutely. And I was looking at the trend for the last 20-year trend. The curve is keep going up and up. Even when the time of recession after 9/11, Canadian economy was one of those economies in the world where the Prime Minister was asked in G20 conference somewhere that how come your economy is still stable? And the response he has is because of our real estate market. And I tell everybody, Canadian economy is still strong in real estate because we have about 300,000 immigrants coming to Canada on average every year. And that is a big fuel for our economy. That is a big fuel for our real estate market, because these people have to live somewhere, and we don't have rental housing available all the time. This is the one key reason builders are building in mass projects like 2,000 and 1,000 and 3,000 houses at one time, which I don't see in a lot of places in the world as we see in Canada. And Fardana, would you like to advise or give any advice to our viewers, being a real estate expert, anything you like to say about your business as well? You didn't hear my question? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I heard something else, so I wasn't sure if that was for me or okay.
No, I think that one might be somebody turn on their phone. I was asking that, would you like to advise or give any suggestions to the people who are watching us as a real estate lawyer expert?
Okay, one thing I would again insist is be prepared, be plan in advance because everything is slowed down. Working hours, like things that we used to get done in a day or two, now it's taking weeks. So that is affecting the transaction. You don't want to be one of those just sitting around and procrastinating things for the last minute. So do it well in advance. Be prepared. Don't just assume, like if you send something to someone, just don't assume that they have had it. Call them, follow up, make sure they are acting on it. So that's one thing we personally are facing. Like I not only send stuff out to people, I have to call them, follow up, make sure they are receiving it, because we don't know with the organizations that are working from home, like especially banks, insurance companies, all these people, they're working from home and they have to get instructions from their supervisors. We're not sure if they have received it or the person has acted on it. So things are slowed down a lot. So we need to be on top of things and be prepared and start working in much in advance than sitting at the last minute and assuming everybody's doing their job and kind of hoping that things will happen on their own.
And do you see as a lawyer, especially working on buyer or seller side, any challenges because of these lockdowns and you have to do a lot of things, courier packages going in and out and banking process? How you guys are handling those situations in especially these days?
Well, we're trying to avoid walk-ins as much as possible. We are trying to make sure that the clients come in with appointments. Well, we have to every time someone walks in, we have to make sure they are sanitized and we are cleaning the surfaces and everything. Couriers, yes, we are. We still end up meeting people, but we are trying to do our best to stay as wash our hands as often. Every time someone walks into the office, we try to wash our hands. But this has added a lot more work to our routines. But the things have to go on. People trust us to get their works done, so we have to make sure we're there for them and we finish their works in time.
So regular meetings are still happening. If anybody likes to approach you for any real estate or any other matters,
The meetings are on.
Office is
Meetings
open.
are on. Sorry?
Your office is still open.
Our office is still open. We are working, the hours have reduced. We are working by appointment only most of the time. So it's, we're not even working on Saturdays anymore. But otherwise the our office is working normally. We have all the transactions going on a smooth manner. I'm working, when I'm not in the office, I'm working from my home, so to making sure that everything is taken care of and things are going smoothly for my clients. And yeah, that's about it.
And would you like to share your office contact information if anybody likes to reach you?
Yes, definitely. My office phone number is 905-453-1999. If you guys want to reach out to me by email, that's the best, because if you're not in the office, I'll always respond to my email whenever I check it. So it's info@farzanalaw.ca. I would appreciate, Mr. Mansoor Mirza, if you could just type it in for the audience so they can have it right.
Sure,
They
I'll
don't
do that.
misspell it.
I'll do that. And now I'll bring our other panelist on screen one more time if he has any questions. And if we have any question for us or Farzana ji, then definitely we'll love to answer those questions. Welcome back, Zafar. Do we have any question from the viewers yet?
I do have a question regarding mortgage, but as from Lord Wise, from Ms. Farzana, there's nothing there.
I was just looking at my side in this area that people are saying that is there the question was asking the person is that are these banks are giving better rates and giving any challenges in advancing the funds on the closing day? Farzana ji? Hello? Hello? I think we lost the network contact or something. Let me just see. I apologize. It looks like one of us have a slow internet or something, but I will definitely. I'm not sure. Looks like we lost the contact with Fardana ji. I apologize, viewers. So, Zafar, what was the question regarding? First of all, due to any technical reason, we lost the contact with Fardana Tabassum ji, and I like to thank her for taking time out of her busy schedule. I know these days, as I spoke to her earlier, a lot of phone calls and emails she has to review while even working from home office regarding those question and concern people have due to their transaction coming up. And I personally know that I worked with her for many, many years, and many of my clients, a few recently have asked extension, and her staff and her office have done an excellent job in getting the extension done. So thank you, Fardana ji, for coming on to our panel. Looking forward to see you in more of these series in coming days. Apologize due to some reason the connection was lost with her. Yes, Zafar. So what was the question regarding to the mortgage?
All right, so I just want to welcome everyone and thanks again, Mansoor, to giving me the opportunity to come on this panel and discuss some of the COVID-19 question. The biggest question since last week been people asking is, how do I qualify for deferred payments? Everyone needs are unique. To learn, more, you can give me a call. There's a website with CIBC. It's very easy. Our team's working quickly as possible to review your case and situation, and we can guide you from there. The next question that people are asking is my credit score impacted by deferral payment? That's something, rest assured, deferral payment won't be reported to credit bureau as missed payment. So, and we don't expect the impact on a credit bureau from deferral would be material. So, however, it's important to understand that the part of what determines your credit score is your balance owing. Deferring payment may increase your balance, so that could impact it, but deferral payment won't be reported to credit bureau from CIBC. The other question people are asking, these are some questions I wrote down from last week and that were texted through me. How does deferral works? Does interest occur during the deferral period? So for that, for your mortgage, we do not change interest or interest during the deferral period. The interest that occurred during deferral period will be added to the principal balance of your mortgage. At the end of your deferral period, to provide you with immediate payment relief while experiencing temporary hardship. As a result, once payment resumes, you will continue to pay interest on new principal amount. So the interest will be added to your current balance, and it'll be, you will pay as your principal amount. On your payment may increase after the defer. So your payment might increase a little bit after the deferral period. So that was one of the questions that people asked.
And as we talk on this topic, I guess in the last program as well, that it's a simple to understand. For example, I give simple example by throwing a number that, say if your remaining balance is $500,000 and your monthly payment is going $2,000, which is mortgage is always a combination of principal and your interest. So if your interest was only $1,000 on that amount, that means for 6 months deferral, $6,000 you're missing, or bank is not taking the money and they're missing this amount. They are going to add this amount to your principal, which is $500,000. So your remaining balance after 6 months would be $506,000. So obviously that $6,000 additional amount will be increasing your monthly payment by 20 or 30 or $40, depending on your interest rates or your amortization period. Am I right, Zafar?
Yes, and on top of that, I had another question. It was really good. If I already defer my mortgage payment this year, can I still qualify for financial relief? And question to that answer is yes. Having deferred payment already doesn't disqualify you from taking advantage of deferred payment and may be available to you at this time. So yes, if you already done it before, and then you're like, okay, I already done it this year, can I do it again? Yes, you can. And these are, you know, on with CIBC policy. So I'm sure the other 5 banks will be doing the same thing.
Good. And as you mentioned, Zafar, that we are going to be planning a session hopefully next Sunday, as you mentioned.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
On next Sunday. And what are the one main special topic would you like to discuss on next Sunday?
I think a lot of people are asking about first-time home buyer program. So it's extensive program. You know, it will take us about 20-25 minutes to go over it. So I just want to give you a heads up to our viewers to first-time home buyer program. CIBC has some great programs, and we'd love to share it. And with that being said, if you have any question, once again, text me or email me at 647-668-3553 or Zafar Fars Ahmed @cibc.com. You know, or you can call me anytime too.
Thank you very much, Zafar. And I also like to thank all of my viewers who took time out of their, once again, busy schedule on Sunday morning when everybody's home. The life got more busy in a different ways. Today, I had great experts joining me in this panel discussion. As people have seen, Fardana Tabassum, who is a barrister and solicitor in Brampton, and she has shared her phone number and email address, and I'll definitely post her email and phone number on this replay video as well on my Facebook. So feel free to contact her for any of the real estate services, and feel free to call me anytime. 416-571-1163 is my direct number. You can visit my website mansoormirza.com or mirzahomes.com. I am open in these days as well through virtual meetings. I have already set up a few of my meeting in next coming week. Feel free to call me and or text me if you have any question and you like to set up one-on-one virtual meeting on the video calls, and I'll be definitely more than happy to explain you a buying process or selling process and give you all the details. I always recommend to everybody I talk to or everybody I see regarding the real estate purchase, please do not just go and buy a house or sign up an agreement. If you have not prepared yourself, if you have not done your homework, please don't jump in. This is the biggest commitment of your life. I give example to people. You are going to buy a used car of $5,000. You talk to 10 of your friends. Is this model good? Is this brand good? Is the kilometers are better or not? You try to take it to the mechanics to check, and then you make a deal. How come I see people signing up an agreement, and I still know a few of people who have discussed with me, they don't even have a mortgage. And I'm shocked how come those buyers have signed up an agreement without even securing their mortgage. They are already past their agreements and a couple of weeks are gone, and they're still struggling and looking for who can get them the mortgage. And I'm shocked to know how people can sign up such a big commitment of $1 million or $500,000. That's the biggest commitment of the life. It takes, you know, your most of the, I would say 25, 30 years to get off this loan. And people just sometimes sign up without even consulting with anybody and finding out whether they qualify or not, how they are going to get this score. And then their deposits are on the line. As we were mentioning earlier with Fardana Tabassum ji, that, you know, once you sign up an agreement, this is a binding on you. There's no way for you to get out of this agreement unless the seller and buyer come to an agreement and sign a mutual release. Nothing can happen. Nothing can save your transaction. The only ways might be, God forbid, you know, if nothing comes out and no agreement comes, then you have to see each other in the courts and fight those legal battles. So once again, thank you very much. Stay tuned. I'll be continuing this my Sunday series on every Sunday, 12 o'clock. Please stay tuned and share with your contacts so that more and more people can join and more people can get benefit out of these informative sessions. And I'm open for any feedback. Text me, call me, or send me a message through Messenger if you see anything we can work on, any particular expert in the field you like me to bring on this panel. I'll be more than happy to accommodate and try my best to bring them on. Once again, thank you very much, Fardana Tabassum ji, and thank you very much, Zafar, and thank you to all viewers. Have yourself a very successful weekend. And once again, at the end, I would also wish all the Muslim families and friends who are going through this Ramadan month. I'm also fasting. This is a great blessed month for all of us. So stay tuned and stay safe, and happy Ramadan to everybody. Thanks and have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.